Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zenext here, and today I'm here to talk to you about the latest Sword Art Online episode, and that is War of the Underworld, episode 19. So, going into this episode, I was actually really hyped, and I was really looking forward to an exciting battle between the Prince of Hell and Kirito. But honestly, after this episode, I'm just gonna rant for this video because this episode was disappointing as all hell. It really had a lot of things that were just like complete arseballs. Didn't make sense in terms of the story that was actually going on, and it was just disappointing to see a villain like the Prince of Hell, the last member of Laughing Coffin, just be shown such disrespect as a villain. Like, I was actually really enjoying him as a villain so far in the series, and he just got completely slated in this episode. So the episode opens up with Kirito, of course, coming back, and we just see all the collective pussy in the series just gushing. Absolutely wet ass pussy, man. It's just crazy. Everyone's just losing their shit that Kirito is back. As we see him come back, this is when my first gripe with the episode first comes in, and that is with the overuse of dead characters in preparation for the fight against the Prince of Hell. So we see that Yu-Gi-Oh comes in to frame to assist Kirito when he's clashing swords with POH, and it helps him kind of like overpower him, which is kind of silly. And then we also see Yuki talking to Asuna, so we have a character from 3 seasons ago being used as a almost like a plot device to just kind of give context to a situation, which is frustrating because she was a really great character in her respective arc, and for absolutely no reason she's somehow present in this fight. It just doesn't make sense. And then Yu-Gi-Oh's been overused ever since his death. It's like, come on, like, if you're going to kill off a character, kill them off. Don't use them again. Stop. It makes the weight of their death lose value. The more you keep having these characters reappear, the less weight that their death actually has. And it's just like, well, man, you may as well have just kept the character alive if you're going to use their ghost in this form this often. Like, it's just frustrating because I really did enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh as a character, and his death was symbolic at the end of the first Alicization arc. And now it's just losing that value, and it sucks to see because he was a good character. This is one of the reasons I've really enjoyed Alicization was the relationship between Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's just being fucking hammered into the ground right now. So after a short battle between POH and Kirito, we see him just take him down with some random sword art that turns the POH into a tree. And like, the only reason I can think that this could even occur is if, like, from the system commands he got from it was an administrator, but administrator's clone, like, from those system commands he could have done that. But we've just never seen him display such abilities before, which is just like, come on, like, he's been disabled this whole time, and now he just comes back and all of a sudden he's just like on the level of administrator with some of the stuff he's pulling off. Like, where's this come from? Like, it hasn't been explained. There's been no kind of backstory into how he's been able to obtain these abilities, and we see it also with his ability to just fly after the battle's ended. He's just pulled off like 2 skills which make absolutely no sense within the current storyline and what's been explained. He's just doing it because he's Kirito. That's it. It's just like, he's the main character, he can do anything. That's essentially what's happened here. Overall, I was just really disappointed to see POH taken out this way. It was maybe 2.5, 3 minutes of the episode, and he's gone. Like, yeah, as a villain, I really did enjoy him, and to see him go out like this was really disappointing. I really wanted the time of day to be given to him. Like, Laughing Coffin has been a kind of reoccurring threat in the series for a while now. For their leader to be hyped up like this in the episodes beforehand, and then to just be taken out this easily was, man, it was upsetting. Like, with all the build up and everything, I want to see like a really crazy clash between them and Kirito, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. So that's the main thing that really upset me with this episode. Then we kind of move outside the game to what's happening in the control room. We find out that the Fluxlight accelerator's been taken off its limiter. So, in other words, if it exceeds a certain limit, they won't be able to return from the game without their Fluxlights being damaged. So now we're on a timeline, or a time frame, sorry, that the game actually has to be complete. They have to get to the console to get out of the game with Alice. Otherwise, they're going to have damage to their Fluxlights. So the episode ends with Kirito showing up against God King Vector. And I just hope that this next fight between God King Vector and Kirito isn't given the same treatment that this last fight was. Because if it's rushed and Kirito just overpowers them like it was nothing, it's just, upsetting. You want the build up to these final fights in an arc to be, amazing, and then the actual fight itself to live up to that, not just your main character steamrolling the enemy like it was nothing. It just makes the fight lose value. Again, it goes back to the value of the character. You've built up these characters, these villains, as being the be-all and end-all for this part of the series, and then you just completely steamroll them. Like, come on, man. Not about that. I'm really not about that. And that is my main concern. Like, it's built up this next fight for God King Vector to potentially be a steamroll, and then we just see POH get steamrolled this episode. Yeah, wasn't my episode. Didn't really like it. Not a lot happened, because it was basically Kirito's revived, POH gets killed. We learn about the Fluxlight accelerator, and then we're prepping in a fight for God King Vector. That was the episode, pretty much it. And I'm just concerned. I'm really concerned about how the next episode is going to unfold. I am hyped a bit because I hope it lives up to it. Hopefully I'm not being too pessimistic based on what's happened in this episode. But I really want this fight to go well, because I'm hyped. I am hyped, but I'm just concerned. So that's pretty much it for my thoughts on this episode. It's more of a rant, because just so much of the shit that happened didn't make sense. The whole thing with Kirito flying was just a complete arsepull after we had, what was it, in the first season of Alicization, we had Alice and Kirito, trying to get up that edge with those poles for 2 episodes. It's basically been in the foundation of the story that Kirito can't fly. He wasn't able to fly up until he defeated Administrator. He's been out since he defeated Administrator. Comes back this episode. Oh yeah, now I can fly. No alterations to his account, no nothing. Just can randomly fly. It's just convenient. It just doesn't make sense, They're just doing it because they can, and that's what's really upset me. But enough ranting, that's pretty much it for this episode. Disappointing to say the least. Thought you could have delivered in a number of ways and really gave POH the time of day that he deserved, but oh well. Anyway, this has been Zenext. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry this has been a bit of a negative video, but I just had to put my thoughts out there because it was just did not rub me the right way, that's for sure. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like. Comment what were your thoughts on the actual episode itself. What did you think? Did you think this was an arse pull? Did you think this was fine, made sense? I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day.